God allows and disallows things in our life for a purpose. We know that God works all things together for good, but sometimes in the thick of it, it seems frustrating and confusing. Why didn't God heal me of this illness? Why didn't God provide this job? Or why is God moving me in this direction? And you know, Jesus made some really cool examples, and he said this, it's for the glory of God, right? Specifically in context with the situation with Lazarus, right? Jesus said this here. He said, but when Jesus heard it said, he said, this illness does not lead to death. It is for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified through it. You know, in the case of Lazarus, Lazarus was dying. Jesus got word of it, and he, stayed where he was for a little while longer before going to reach out to Lazarus. And he got there late, and everybody said, Lord, if you had been here, this wouldn't have happened. And while that's true, because Jesus holds all power of life and death, but it was for the glory of God that this sickness didn't lead unto death in Lazarus' situation. Another situation is in a case of Acts 3, right? This is really interesting because Peter and John were going to the temple at the hour of prayer, and there was a man who was lame from birth who was carried to that gate every single day. And why am I saying that? Well, because in Jesus' day, he went to the temple so many times, and I'm sure he went past that beautiful gate and saw this lame man begging for alms, but never healed him. Why is that? It was for the glory of God. There is a purpose and a plan in everything that God either allows into our life or disallows into our life. Scripture is so clear on this. It is for the glory of God. What is in the mind of God for you in this season? You may never know, but you just have to trust and continue going on what you do know. Obedience is key. It's better than sacrifice. Sometimes we just think life is about checking off all the boxes and thinking we're right with God on that. But sometimes God might just tell you to do a simple thing and then leave the rest blank. And so we have to trust that God will come through. Sometimes in our life, we go through situations and circumstances that are just bewildering, just life-threatening, financially threatening, and all these different things. But one thing we do know is that God has a plan and his ways are not our ways. And so let us live for the glory of God, trusting in his sovereign rule.